Before you, two important things. One is a statement. And I remember having a guest here from the Israeli Reform Movement, and they were in our religious school hall, and they laid out this incredible paradigm that Israel is stuck between two places. On one hand, Israel wants to be an Or LaGoyim. What is an Or LaGoyim? A light unto the nations. Israel wants to be something ideal, something idealistic, something that sets the rhythm and tone and value for everybody in the world. Israel is going to be something higher and different and incredible as a beacon of light to the whole world. At the same time, Israel wants to be just like everybody else. Everybody else has elections. Everybody else has crime. Everybody has issues with education, with water, with sanitation. Everywhere else, if a neighbor attacks them with war, then they get to fight back. They want to be like everybody else. And so you get this incredible tension within Israel that sometimes they want to be Or LaGoyim, and at other times like a nation like everybody else, and sometimes both of them at the same time. Watch the news coverage, listen to the commentary, and you will be fascinated as you hear Israel drift back and forth and be in tension between those two states of being. But that's not the only one that's up there. What are the birds that you see up above you? Pretty birds. Which one is the national bird of Israel? The one with the, raise your hand if you think it's the one with the red. Raise your hand if you think it's the one with the black on top. Okay? Do you have any idea what these birds are?
No.
I have...
You have failed.
I have failed.
You have failed.
I have failed. The bird on your right with the red head and the spiky top, that is the duchifat. Okay? Say it with me. Duchifat. In English, it is the hoopoe bird. Hoopoe. Hoopoe. Okay? I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. I'm from Mississippi. The duchifat is in fact the national bird of Israel. They had an election, it won, fair and square. I'll tell you in a minute, some savlanut, patience. Now, understand that the duchifat, the hoopoe, is not kosher. Okay? It is listed by name, hence I know the name of it because I was reading with a bar mitzvah kid, and we were going through the list of the kosher birds you could eat, and the one with the ones that was on the list that you couldn't eat was, in fact, don't eat the duchifat. And then he looks at me, and I looked at him, and we both go, duchifat, duchifat. And we're like, oh, that sounds so weird. Go kiss a duchifat. It's a great name, isn't it? So, the duchifat is the national bird of Israel. Why is it the national bird of Israel? If it was the national bird of Israel, it should be blue and white, right? Oh, goodness. Rabbi Bernholz. So, how many of you have read The Source by James Michener? Okay, if you have not read The Source, it's long, but it's worthwhile. Especially in this day and age, it's incredible. Something written in the 50s and 60s would have a lot of the same challenges that we face today. There is a chapter in The Source that talks about the duchifat. The duchifat gets its food by digging into the land. It pokes its little beak into the ground looking for bugs and other kinds of stuff, okay? That's why it became the national bird of Israel. It's up in the north in the Galilee. I might have seen one, we hope, okay? When we were riding around the Agaman HaChula, and think about Israel for a minute. From the moment the Chalutzim started to go there, what did they start doing? Digging. A.D. Gordon, we are going to be Jewish not by the prayers we say, but by the earth we turn. There is a large, strong part of Israel that just wants to bathe in the dirt and know every rock, every cranny, every archaeological site, every botanical spot, to know the land of Israel. What did I say about Jerusalem? The place where God dwelled. The Duchifat is what the Israelis want to do. They want to just find sustenance from the earth. What's the bird on the left? It is the spur-winged plover. And when we were up in Agaman HaChula, which is up north of the Sea of Galilee, and doing our bike ride around, we were having a discussion because I, of course, was obsessed. I even have the t-shirt with finding a duchifat. And the tour guide politely said, "You don't know what you're talking about." I said, "What?" Again, we're Jews. We argue over this thing. Guess who came in second in the election for the national bird of Israel? The spur-winged plover. I said, "But the duchifat, you can say, go kiss a duchifat. You've got the dirt thing, all of that." He says, "No. It's the spur-winged plover." Why do they call it the spur-winged plover? Because it has spikes on its elbows. And when somebody comes to bother it, what does it do? It puffs its arms out. And that's what we have to do in Israel. It is incredible to me that, again, you have that tension where part of Israel wants to be the duchifat, getting to know the earth. And then you have this tension that in order to be in Israel, what do we have to do? Put out our elbows and not give an inch and protect ourselves. And these are two different competing stories and values and images that run through so much of Israel. We are about to sing 3 songs that Cantor picked out beautifully that tie into many of these themes. It is my hope that you'll think about the spur-winged plover and the hoopoe, that you'll think about what that idea of being a light unto the nations or just being like everybody else. I also want to point out what also is happening in the world this weekend. Eurovision. The Eurovision Song Contest, the final is this weekend. And who's in the final? Israel. If they were doing a duchifat song, it would just raise it to another level. Ooh, we should take that. We should do a duchifat song and take that to Eurovision. The problem is that we're Americans. Anyway, so we sing with Cantor Kelly. We sing these songs of Israel. If you don't know the words, it's okay. Just listen and take them to heart. Feel these images of basking in the land, of feeling the tension of the land, of trying just to be like everybody else who just gets to sit in their land and enjoy it, but also feeling like there's that special connection to that incredible land.
Erev Shoshanim, Netzain al Habustan, Mor Vesamim Ulevona, Leraglek Miftan, Laila Yored Leat, Veruach Shoshan Noshva, Hava Elchashlach Shir Balat, Zemer Shel Hava, Laila Yored Leat, Veruach Shoshan Noshva, Hava Elchashlach Shir Balat, Zemer Shel Hava, Shachar Homayona, Roshech Malei Tvalim, Pichel Habocher Shoshana, Ektefeinu Li, Laila Yored Leat, Veruach Shoshan Noshva, Hava Elchashlach Shir Balat, Zemer Shel Hava, Laila Yored Leat, Veruach Shoshan Noshva, Hava Elchashlach Shir Balat, Zemer Shel Hava.
Evening of roses, let us go out to the grove. Myrrh, perfume, and frankincense is the carpet under your feet. The night falls slowly and the wind of roses blows. Let me whisper a song for you slowly, a song of love. The dawn and the dove coos. Your hair is full of dewdrops. Your lips are as roses unto the morning. I will pick them for myself. And so our next text is Aniva Ata. Have any of you heard of Arik Einstein? No? Okay, some of you have. Arik Einstein was Israel's first rocker. Okay? In the 50s, 60s, and really into the 60s and 70s, he was the guy, and what did I say? Israel wants to be like every other nation. And so if it's like every other nation, we want to have rock music. They wanted to sing it in Hebrew. They wanted to be all over Europe. They wanted to win Eurovision. And that's kind of where the world that Arik Einstein went into. He had music on TV shows, in movies. He was really absolutely amazing. But what was the other value? An Or LaGoyim, a light into the nations. And that is this value of Aniva Ata that he sings. Here is a Hebrew text all about a universal value. You and I can change the world.
אני ואתה נשנה את העולם. אני ואתה אז יבואו כבר כולם. אמרו את זה קודם לפניי, לא משנה. אני ואתה נשנה את העולם. אני ואתה ננסה מההתחלה. יהיה לנו רע, אין דבר זה לא נורא. אמרו את זה קודם לפניי, זה משנה. אני ואתה נשנה את העולם. אני ואתה נשנה את העולם.
You and I will change the world. You and I, then everyone will come. And they said this earlier before me, it doesn't matter. You and I will change the world. And the last text is from Hannah Senesh. And I wish Ralph Oko was here because this picture was taken where Ralph Oko was born in Sdot Yam, which is a kibbutz near Caesarea. I think they make refrigerators there now. I'm trying to remember what Sdot Hayam is known for. And so Hannah Senesh grew up in Hungary. And she made Aliyah in the 1920s, coming as a teenager, if not a little bit before that, even long before there was a state of Israel. And she settled there as a young woman, and she settled there to help settle the land. Here she is in a picture. Can you all see that she's with chickens? If it had been the Duchifat, that would have been great. They do not farm the Duchifat. And so, what did I say? No, not that I know of, because you can't eat them, so. Okay, but what is she doing? She is doing what the Duchifat does. She is just taking in the land, taking care of the land. That's the song of Eli, Eli that we are going to sing, is that she was just watching the waves crash of the Mediterranean where she was, that she is just feeling the sand between her feet. She is just hearing the storms rolling in. She is just, like the Duchifat, enjoying the land. However, what started to happen in the 1930s in Europe where she had come from? Hitler, the war, the Shoah. Hannah Senesh, as a young woman, shortly after this picture was taken, shortly after this poem was written, volunteered to be part of the British Army. She was trained as a partisan. She was trained to be a secret agent, and she parachuted in to support the British into Hungary. She was captured shortly after she went back into Hungary. She was tortured and she was murdered by the Nazis. All we have left of her is their poetry and the art, the things that she left behind. Talk about an incredible image. Here she is. We get to experience the Duchifat, but we also know she lived and she died in that state of being a spur-winged plover, of having to puff herself out to stand up to the world to make sure Israel and the people of Israel could exist. And so we honor her memory as we connect with the land, and we connect with her people as we sing these words of Eli, Eli. Eli, Eli, shelo yigamer le'olam, hachol ve'hayam, rishru shel hamayim, be'erak hashamayim, tfilat adam, hachol ve'hayam, rishru shel hamayim, be'erak hashamayim, tfilat adam. O God, my God, I pray that these things never end. The sand and the sea, the rush